Okay, so in the previous video, I have talked about the MAC, major histocompatibility complex thing, right? Why I have just mentioned about that here. Like for instance, in some cases, what happens that maybe an animal and rat, it is losing its cell on its bone cells, or it is also losing few cells on the heart. Okay, heart tissue. So in that case, what you have can do, you can medically insert few pluripotent cell for say, as because the pluripotent cell has the ability to produce all the type of cell. In that animal, if you can just inject that pluripotent, you can just place that pluripotent stem cell in the body. That cell has the potential to become any type of cell, to produce any type of cell. So in that case, if you can just put that cell in that stem cell in that rat body, it will produce these two type of cell. Okay, so in that case, it is very important to have a pluripotent cell. Okay, for chemical in some medical trial that are being done by the researcher or the different medical personnel. So but one thing is that if I want to take this pluripotent cell from anywhere, from any other animal or the embryonic stem cells that are already being preserved in cell culture, you think that you just can put that in your body and that will produce the essential that are the cells that you require, and they will meet your expectation. But it is not so easy, because there are few major histocompatibility complex that are present in our um, body. Measure these are actually what it does. It actually identifies the foreign particle. If it can see that they have the ability to identify anything that is coming from outside of the body. Okay, so if you are putting one cell from another animal into that rat or into that mice, the body of the mice, the immune system of the mice will not take that, will not accept that, and they will recognize this by the major histocompatibility complex. So major histocompatibility complex would identify them, these other cells, as the foreign particle, and the body will take action among against them. So in that case, so if I also face the same problem, I cannot just take a pluripotent cell from others body, so I need my cells. And in that case, actually, when I am a grown, I am an adult, so the stem cells that are present in my body are all actually are adult stem cells. They have already lost the pluripotent stage. So in that case, what we can do, that we can actually induce few of my or any other animals no normal somatic cell to become a pluripotent stem cell by some techniques, by inducing or by inclusion of few transcription factors, by inclusion of few other techniques. We can actually transform those somatic cells into induced pluripotent stem cells. What are the use? I have already said about that, that these cells can produce actually uh, all type of cells that you may need in one stage of your life or any other animal's life. And this is very important clinically as well, in the research as well, to find out the mystery or the story of the developmental pathway. So we can define this induced pluripotent stem cell in a certain way, that induced pluripotent stem cells are adult cells that have been genetically reprogrammed to an embryonic stem cell like state by being forced to express genes and factors important for maintaining the defining properties of embryonic stem cell. So these cells, any cell from your body, they will just take it and they will reprogram it. That genetic reprogramming will be done on that cell, and that cell eventually will become the pluripotent stem cell, and they will be kept, they will be grown, they will be divided multiple times, and they will be kept in reservation, and they will be used in different other in need, when the body actually may need, or in different purposes we can use this. So how this genetic reprogramming is actually done, and all this concept of this induced pluripotency actually came in 2006 by Yamanaka, Nobel laureate, and his colleague that discovered that four transcription factors, that is OCT4, SOX2, KLF4, and MYC-MYC. These four transcription factors, these are actually called the Yamanaka factors. These factors are important for keeping these any cell in any pluripotent stem cell in its original potency over the time. So if any cell, any adult cell, if this iPSCs in producing, in case of this iPSC production, when any adult body cell in them, if these four transcription factors are incorporated or they can be just anyhow added in them, then these adult cells or these body cells will become very efficient in generating this human or murine or the mice pluripotent stem cells. So this is important. This Yamanaka factor, that is OX4, SOX2, KLF4 make. This transcription factor has a great potency of keeping these cells in this pluripotent state. But what happens in case of iPSC? In some cases, this you are trying to reprogram the genetic material, but sometimes it is incomplete. It doesn't go well. So in that case, there is another process is there, that is the somatic cell nuclear transfer. In that case, what you are doing is you are taking a somatic body cell with desired gene. You are taking a cell that has the desired gene, because in that case that the cell may not survive when you have just you have added the transcription factors, but the cell has not transcribed. But in this case, what you are actually doing, a somatic body cell reprogrammed their nuclear structure, desired gene you are taking, and the nucleus you are taking, actually the nucleus, and in that nucleus the desired gene like the Yamanaka factors, all these transcription factors expressing genes are there. You are taking this and you are placing this inside the cytoplasm of a egg. Okay, you are removing the yolk or the nucleus of that egg. In that place you are actually incorporating the desired nucleus that has all the genes that you need. So this yellow one is the egg cytoplasm or the egg, and you have incorporated newly uh, reprogrammed nucleus which carries all these transcription factors. Now you are producing the clone, that is you are producing them, you are multiplying them, okay, by different processes. And you are actually, now what you have done that you have already reprogrammed the genetic part, and you are also ensuring a its survival by incorporating into the egg cytoplasm, right? So you are actually helping the efficiency of this induced process by the somatic cell nuclear transfer. This is a cloning technique that you have seen multiple times. Okay, so right, this was the thing like PSC, when this you are inducing the Yamanaka factor, introducing the Yamanaka factor. But when you are using this thing, in using this technique with the somatic cell nuclear transfer, you are actually, what you are doing, you are benefiting the efficiency, you are benefiting the cause by not destroying or not destroying few embryos of human embryo. This is the ethical issue, and this will give you more good result. Okay, and these two technique, when they are incorporated to each other, they may be called as iPSC-CNT, when induced pluripotent stem cell nuclear transfer, you can say term it like this. Okay, so this is about stem cell. Okay, I hope you have known about all these things, what is stem cells, where, how these are important to our body, what are the characteristics, how they are different from the other body cells that are present within our body. Thank you so much, hope you have learned something new.